right, good evening. Welcome to, I think this is our fifth or is our sixth video now?
I've lost track.
Yeah,
I've lost
something
track.
like that.
Well,
yeah.
welcome to the next online catch-up for
December
the
1, yeah.
Australian Vintage Computer Collectors. So far, I don't see anyone that's new other than Pat, who I can't tell is new or not. But yeah, so because Pat's got their microphone off, I can't ask them. So,
yeah.
Pat, are you new to this group?
No, Anthony, this is normal Pat. No, I'm.
Oh, this is Pat. Oh, no worries. Normal Pat. Well, welcome everybody. So how about we just start with catching up with what we've been doing the last month? And since Pat's already talking, we should start with him.
No, he's gone mute again.
Actually, Anthony, I'll come back round. The reason why I'm mute, I'm on my laptop washing the dishes, so I'll come back round shortly.
No worries, Pat. All right. So, Danny?
More cleaning, more fixing, more getting ready to list a few things on eBay. I got rid of those 2 computers, so feel a little bit better about selling some stuff. So, but having said that, I then replaced it with 9 others. I bought that Mac 128. So, but that 128 was a bargain.
Was that the boxed one?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I mean,
It was $200, wasn't it?
Yeah, $200. So I organised my own courier, so I think it cost me about $15 to get it couriered. And yeah, it was a bargain. So
yeah. I saw it there and I thought I should do that, and I thought no.
Well, I was surprised because it had been up there for a little while, so no one had. Mind you, I think there's an empty box, just the outside of the box, up at the moment on eBay, and it's at $90. And that's just for the without the polystyrene inside. So can't go wrong for 200.
No.
With the actual computer. So, and it was all brand new, pretty clean inside, no dust. So.
Have you got it working?
It was working.
I thought it said it wasn't working.
No, I think there wasn't an issue because I started it up and it's fine. So, you know, can't go wrong.
$200 for a working Mac 128.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bargain.
So other than that, I picked up some more Apple computers, just more repairs, things like that. So, but just doing a few repairs to some Macs that I want to get rid of as well.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's been about it.
Who would like to talk next?
Yeah, I'll talk. Yeah, so today we had the first ever One Turner swap meet meeting,
Yep.
and we're thinking it might be a sign of things to come because on the one side, Alan, who organises the swap meets, is saying that it's going to be difficult to get Bandura because being a university, it runs under different regulations, and it's getting don't know what the reason is, but I think they're kind of less reluctant to start letting large numbers of people into the place. They might just want the students that go there to feel safe, not like there's bunches of normies or whatever. But having said that, considering the short notice, we had a good turnout at One Turner, and for those from that side of town, they were much happier with the shorter commute.
Absolutely, it's just a bloody breeze to get to there.
Yeah,
even though it's still an hour's drive, but it's just an absolute breeze drive down the highway, down that highway, and I'm there.
Yep, and Alan, the organizer, is really behind us because I think he sort of remembers the old days of computer swap meets where there was interesting stuff to look at, and so I don't know, unless Bandura does a loosens up their regulations a little, that might be it for next year. So probably be the first one in late January or first week of February at One Turner. It's got good car parking there, and there was a kiosk selling hot dogs and coffee and stuff, so you don't have to go up the street to buy food. So I had a pretty good time. And yeah, hey, who knows there are early IBMs here? You're pretty good with them, aren't you, Anthony?
Yep. I was letting someone else speak. Yep.
So the one of the people that responded to, I've got a sign on my thing there that says I buy old computers. Out in the sticks, he's got an old IBM, but it's got 8-inch floppies in it, and I thought, well, that can't be from the PC era forward. So does anything other than AS400s have 8-inch floppy drives, or is it?
Yes. So the 4700 controllers have 8-inch drives. They're not really computers. They're I/O devices typically used in bank networks.
Okay.
But other than that, I can't actually think of anything else that has 8-inch drives. They were fairly uncommon for IBM.
Even though they were probably the first to use them, they, I mean, people call it the IBM standard from the 360s or something, like when they first came out, but they moved away from 8-inch media pretty quickly after that. So I'm going to chase that up in the next couple of weeks or something. But as soon as you said 8-inch disc, I actually pulled up one that I bring with me to show him. I said, "You mean these?" Because I thought, because some people confuse the 5 1/4s with the 8s. And he goes, yeah, those big bastards. So, so be interesting to see what he's got there.
I'm just having a quick Google search to see if it's an IBM. Yeah, it might be an IBM System 36.
Is that what you got under your desk in?
Oh, that's an AS400.
Okay.
When I was at Smith and Nephew, they upgraded their System 36 to an AS400. Yeah, and they had an 8-inch floppy in there that they were wanting to give me. It was in a cabinet about the size of a refrigerator. And I said no, I didn't have the space for it anyhow. But I know it was definitely an 8-inch drive.
Yeah. So keep finding people at these things who have, things stashed away in their garages and they've not wanted to get rid of it for not knowing who to send it off to, but not wanting to send it to e-waste or whatever. So got that one. And another gentleman said they had an Amiga 2000. It could be something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the system. That's a massive photo. Sorry about that, guys.
This looks like an AT mini tower, but I'm guessing the photo.
It's quite wide. I'll just show that again. But it looks like it's the AS400 that's under my desk. Because if you look at that width, I would say it's about the same size as one of those AS400 modules under my desk. That's got an 8-inch drive on the front.
Yeah. You can see why I thought it might be an AS400 after seeing your ones.
Yes.
What do you use yours for?
Nothing. So that particular AS400, I got from a service station network in Gippsland called the Gippsland Petroleum Group. And they were upgrading from their CISC AS400 to a RISC AS400. And they said, Anthony, you can have this as long as you hang on to it for 7 years for tax reasons. And that was 21 years ago. And it sat there ever since, doing very little, and it still probably has all their files on it.
Has it had power put to it in the 21 years?
Yeah, I would say I fired it up in around 2012. And it worked, but then I blew the cap in the terminal. I've since fixed the terminal maybe 3 weeks ago, and I've done nothing with it. So I'm too scared to turn it on now because that was 8 years ago, right? So I probably want to get in there with the air compressor so it doesn't catch on fire should a cap catch on fire.
Is that 15 amp power?
10, no, it's only 10 amp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
it's
only
three-phase.
10 amp, and it's probably like 3,000 watts. Because it's a dual module. So that unit that you just saw is one width, and then the next one is a disk array. So there's a module the same width, which is giant. I don't know what technology hard disk in it, but they're full height drives.
Yeah. So what time? Well, we left about the same time, Dave. So which way did you go? Did you go down the down towards Dandenong, then back through.
No, I after I left you guys, I actually went to an Amiga meeting at Mount Waverley. So that's only like about sort of 15 minutes around.
Yep.
And spent a couple of hours there, and I had to pick up some stuff and drop off some stuff. And I've only been home since about 20 to 7 anyway. So it's
You're more committed. You're more committed than I am.
Look, I'd made commitments before the morning thing came along, so I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to be in the area, and
Ideal, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I'm sort of killing two birds, or in this fact, three birds with one stone. So,
Cool. Okay, I got home in under an hour, so it works out all right for me for future.
Yeah, I think that Bandura is now never to happen again, based on that feedback. Because it takes everybody else 2 hours.
Feedback
It takes 2 hours for us to get there, and it takes you probably like 2 minutes. So I hereby declare Bandura dead.
Yeah, you're not here to declare. It's not your place to.
Oh well, I can try.
You can try. Yeah. No, I thought it went well.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I thought the car parking setup was
Chicken Man.
definitely better.
Except for Chicken Man System 80 and my Commodore 64 joystick, which stopped working, which,
And my two TV screens that didn't work.
yes.
Yeah, and I didn't bring my CGA, VGA adapters, so my microbees only ran in monochrome. Other than that, it was a good day.
It was good that Ewan could visit us. That was...
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he brought, I had a 56K microbee that he was looking at for me. Everything seemed to be working. It just wouldn't boot the disk, and it ended up there was a problem in the power supply, which he fixed for me, and brought that back. And I bought a couple of the keyboard kits. I think I showed you last time. No, that's not it. Oh, up here. Yeah, one of these, the new keyboard kits.
Okay, yep.
Where are we? There. No, hang on. I've lost me shot. There we go. Yeah, so one of these keyboard kits for the, he's got the premium models and the standard models, and I needed a couple of standards, so he bought those as well. Yeah.
Work in progress, this one.
Okay, so yeah, that's a premium one, but then I've now got a couple of standard ones. I think I bought his last two, so it forced him to create some more. But,
he sounded a little pessimistic about the mini VCF running next year at Muralbark due to sort of excessive red tape with the organisers of event. But all I wanted to say was that if he decides to go ahead with it, we should all try and get behind it as much as possible.
Yeah, well, I think the best is to try and utilise, up the road, but because of the lack of power there, all the hassles of getting power on, using it for the day, and then turning power back off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no power on that whole side, so you can't just hook a wire around the corner. Which is a problem, but anyhow.
Yep.
I'm sure something will sort itself out.
Hey, we've got a new person here, Nigel Rhodes. Say hi, Nige. Nope.
Nope.
Doesn't want to talk to you.
It's Nigel from Queensland with all the Amiga stuff.
Hey.
Hey, Dave, why don't you tell us about your Amiga meeting today? What happened there? And then also tell us about what you've been doing, because I know you've been doing a lot.
I'll go back a little bit earlier with at the swap meet with Ian and Alan. Blew up two of my LCD TVs because I didn't check the polarity of the plug. So that was a real moment. The only thing that actually worked properly was my reasonably new PET, which I loaded Space Invaders on. It loaded first go and it ran for 4 hours without a break, and all the kids were playing on it, and that was pretty good. It just was flawless. And then went to the Amiga group meeting, and there was some interesting machines there. Those Amiga lovers, there was a 3000 tower there, and which is a bit of a rare beastie, and I know it very well because it used to be mine. So, and that's what partially funded this pet, and it was like just a good group of people. Lots of Amigas, lots of Commodore 64s, lots of vampires as well, which is not exactly my cup of tea, but interesting. And I did come across a nice little score. Someone had 2 boxes of arcade PCBs, all in varying states of disrepair. And I thought, oh, well, there's like about 60 or 70 boards there. I thought, there we go. There's a nice little source of obscure chips and all this sort of stuff. $50. Thought, can't go wrong there.
What did you get?
Well, they're not even out of the car yet, but like literally, like there's. Oh,
don't butcher them yet.
I'm not going to, because I've been told read out the ROMs and see what they are, and some of them are JAMA compatible, some of them are not. But yeah, there'd be about, I reckon, about 60 or 70 PCBs.
$50.
$50.
Less than $1 each.
Less than $1 each. I got told, I thought, it'd be good for, because they're full of 74 logic, and some of those chips are starting to get hard to find now. I thought, well, there's a great source for them, and some early RAM chips, and all the good stuff that we need.
Yeah.
Lots of small size EPROMs you can
erase.
Though don't let the coin-op people hear you say any of this stuff. They'll floor.
Well, there was a fellow that turned up who is into all that sort of stuff, and someone said, "Oh, have you told him about that score you've got?" And I've gone, "No," because he's heavily into that sort of thing. But yeah, literally Ian, you saw how much of your stuff was in my back seat.
Yeah,
that's basically the same amount of space that's taken up by these PCBs. So there's just an absolute hell of a lot of them. So
it's good you had the forethought to go to that sort of thing, because I've known of the Amiga get-togethers, but I've never sort of taken the time to go to those sort of things. So I thought it'd be more, I don't know, social rather than trading.
It is. It is more social. It's just, well, you know what it's like. You talk to people, and I've been going there for a couple of years now. And you know what it's like. You make contacts, and this fellow, we were just talking one night. He said, "I'm thinking about getting rid of these," and I've gone, "Oh, I'd be interested in that for that sort of price. I'll give it to you next meeting. Job done. Case closed. Doesn't have to put them on eBay or anything." So
yeah,
that's the way it works sometimes.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
yep,
cool.
Another bumpy ride home, and car full of stuff.
I got some more for you.
And I've still got to get more from Horsham for you too, mate.
And my air conditioning here is packed in, so I'm calling an air conditioning technician, but they love it when the air conditioning fails in summer.
Air conditioning doesn't tend to fail during winter.
Well, I do. That's the thing. I follow everything about how to, drain and sort your evaporative air conditioning out while it's not in use. And I think sometimes they just don't like it. It ran great last week. Then I had an extra circuit added to my house because I was sick of. My house is pretty conventional. So if you plugged in a vintage micro with a damaged power supply, it would just trip the switch for the whole house. And my better half got pretty angry with that pretty quickly.
Must happen all the time then, does it?
Yeah, it does happen pretty regularly, particularly when I get really, really bad old stuff. But you know what it's like. So I got a purpose special purpose circuit added to my workshop with its own trip switch in the the outside box, and so it can trip to its heart content. It's not going to take the house with it, so no more resetting the timer on the oven and things like that.
I need to do something like that on a macro level for my apartment, so I'm not constantly.
Have you managed to do that as well, James?
No, but at the Amiga group meeting, I did trip the switch. My stepfather had acquired from government auctions in Canberra, say 25 odd years ago, an HP Apollo. So that's where my phone is. Cool. Anyways, I'd acquired an HP Apollo like Unix workstation thing. So I took it with me to the Amiga group meeting. And it's got this hefty, huge CRT with it that was some weird looking proprietary connector. Anyway, we plug it in, turn it on, it just finishes passing the post and then conks out. Like, as in all the power goes down. So we've gone, must have been too much. Anyway, we get the bloke out.
Was that today or at a previous time?
Last month.
Wasn't that last month?
Yeah, last month.
Last month, yeah. See, what I keep blowing are the mains filter caps in various old computers. They're supposed to blow open when they blow, but I reckon it's a crapshoot, about 50-50. So when they blow, they short, and then they take out the
Well, you reckon the reefer caps?
Yeah,
the reefers.
Caps, yeah. It's supposed to blow open, but in a lot of machines they
smell a lot.
Well, yeah, that's another thing altogether.
I actually saw it at a junk shop the other day. I saw a packet of reefer caps at a junk shop the other day, and I thought, I'll get those. And I thought, nah, you can buy them new. Why would you buy vintage reefer caps? They'll probably blow the instant you turn them on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that I do a bit with TRS 80s, and some time ago, it must have been a decade, someone's blew in their Model 4, and they went to all the trouble to import from another country new old stock reefer caps of the exact same thing, and they said we put them in, and 30 minutes later the same thing happened, and I'm like, what do you think I put the yellow suntan ones in? Because
they're just as old as the originals, yeah.
Just as old as the
You can buy the reefer ones that look identical, still reefer, and they're fine, but they're new. So
and they're probably
maybe not for all.
Yeah, they probably the new fresh ones probably would last a decade or a couple of decades or something.
Yeah.
But this was 10 years ago, before sourcing stuff online like that was as easy, and he just managed to find reefers and that were as bad as the ones that have been around for 30 years. So and of course all of us know here that you don't really need them. You can probably clip them out, chuck them in the bin. No one would ever notice. Who's going to listen to our AM radio next to their computer? And geez, this is noisy. So yeah. Hey Murray, how you going? You're muted, Murray.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, how about the ACMS report? Are you gonna?
Well, I was just home after 2 days of transporting stuff. We filled the 8-ton truck twice, and 2 trips yesterday with the 3-ton truck. So moved a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's good. So it's coming together there.
Oh yeah, it's coming together. Yeah, there's still 1 20-foot container and a little bit left, and then there's the store at Tumby. So there's a lot to move, and we start to run out of room again.
Yeah, I know. It's like our hobby, just on a
a grand scale.
Grand scale. It's still gonna expand to take up all available space.
Well, it will, but once we get it all consolidated, we can start working out that, well, as far as I'm concerned, we don't need that many DEC machines.
Oh, don't know.
There's a heap of them.
It depends who's running the show there.
It does.
We had a good lunch with Anthony last weekend. Not Anthony. Well, with Anthony and
Adrian.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, we had a good.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Yeah. So.
Is it just transporting all this stuff, or does it any sorting going on?
There is some sorting going on. We've got a couple of people working, I think 1 or 2 days a week, sorting stuff and putting it on the racks.
Yeah.
We're still sort of developing our cataloguing system and whatever. But yes, there are some interesting items we've found.
Yeah. And we're going to try and database every Australian piece of software ever written.
Yeah, we found some 3 more Hartley machines this weekend and a couple of keyboards to go with them. No software as yet that I'm aware of. So
I've been helping Riley prepare a list of Australian software.
Yep.
We've been in regular contact and with Melanie Swalwell as well, etc.
Right.
So let's just trying to get a list together.
Yeah. Well, we've got to find some of the stuff, and
well, yeah,
it helps if we know what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's true. Most of the microbeast stuff, or 90% of it, I've got.
Yeah.
But not necessarily as original copies.
Right.
Which is what you guys want or would like.
Oh well, look, any copy that works, I think, is better than nothing.
Complete enough would be a benefit. I would say it's really just holding a place until an original comes along.
Exactly.
And the condition of some of our original stuff, unfortunately, is not usable.
So how much
yeah, well, it's surprising what you can do to a floppy that's covered in grot.
Oh, yeah.
You can, with a bit of time and effort, actually clean them and still read them and back them up.
Yeah, I found half a dozen circuit boards today that were sitting in 2 inches of water in a little container.
Might struggle with those.
You might be struggling with those, yeah.
Yeah. I think we might sort of salvage the odd chip here and there, but I think the boards are rooted.
Yeah.
They were in their anti-static bag, so that would help.
Speaking of Australian equipment, there's a surprising amount of equipment come from IBM at Wangaratta. They build a lot of stuff there. Does that actually fly under the radar of what you guys are collecting, or
they assembled a lot? They didn't make a lot.
So what was it, like a CKD arrangement? It would come from New York and then they just screw it together in
the Philippines, and everywhere else. And screw it all together.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was an assembly plant rather than a manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
Oh, they manufactured typewriters originally there, so that's why the plant was there.
Okay. Well, it looks like they were busy for a few years, and then obviously I think the contract that required that government departments or something were buying Australia, they had to buy stuff that had a certain amount of labor put in.
Yeah, but if you buy all, as you know, your parts can be fairly cheap, but your cost can be just in the packaging, the time to assemble it all, test it all, and distribute it all. Bingo, there's your 75%.
Yeah. It used to be in the automotive trade, they used to call it CKD manufacturing.
Like knockdown or something like that.
Sorry, Dave?
Complete knockdown, I think it was.
Yeah, complete knockdown. So it arrives in parts. It's like a model kit.
Yeah, I had an Austin Healey Sprite that was a CKD from the UK and assembled in Fisherman's Bend.
Did it have a little emblem that said Amy, Australian Motor Industries?
I think it may have actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's going back about 10 or 15 years.
All CKD cars in Australia, I think, were done by Amy, Australian Motor Industries in Fisherman's Bend. And what was interesting was that they weren't actually tied to any particular manufacturer. So they put together Datsuns, Mercedeses,
Austin
Leyland,
Healey's.
Austins, yeah. Anyway, we're getting off the beat.
I remember going through the Volkswagen factory when they actually made Volkswagens here.
Yeah. And I bet they made none of the parts. I bet there was a complete just really assembly for tax reasons.
I remember going through and their painting section, they just had a bloody swimming pool full of paint and they would just dump the whole frame in and pull it out.
Well, then you don't have to worry about, crappy
overspray
action with overspray. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was unbelievable. And that's why they didn't have too many colours.
I'm sure the paint was a bit thicker down the bottom than the top.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Oh, they had blowers and everything to sort of blow it off as well as it came out. But yeah, that always stuck in my mind. That's going back quite a few years now.
Yeah. Question for James and the others who have joined us in the last about 15 minutes. So we had the first One Turner computer market today. So is for people like you, James and Stuart, is One Turner better, or you're muted, James?
Oh, he definitely said yes.
Okay.
That's all not.
It is for me.
He's not.
Stuart?
I'm in Knox, so definitely it's good for me.
It's good for you. Okay. Us on
It's
the
good.
west, Dave.
Oh, I didn't come, but it was good for me, distance point of view.
Yeah.
Oh, the fact that the car park is 10 feet away from the front door.
That was good.
You got food there for everybody, that you don't have to do a bloody a trip downtown. It's perfect, and it's what 30 seconds off the highway.
Yeah. How far away from you is it, James? You got to speak up because I can't hear you. I think that's a yes. You need a new mic, James.
Need a new mic.
Need a new mic, James.
Yeah, or unplug it and plug it back in again.
He's unplugged.
I think he
everything.
has killed the connection.
Justin, are you there? I see you're muted and you haven't got your camera on, but you're there today with your daughter.
So I was there. Yes. That's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Literally only down. Sorry.
It's pretty close for you until your house is built.
Yeah, that's it. No, then when my house is built, I'll be living on the inside.
Okay.
But yeah, that's only 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes away from my current location.
Cool. All right.
Mav, have you got the idea that Bandura is out and One Turner is in yet?
Look, I think if that's what people want, then it wasn't that bad of a drive for me. Like I said, I always chose Bandura simply because it's roughly equal from the east and the west, and so.
Yeah, but it's so bloody north. You can't go any further north. You'd be into cow country.
Or chicken country.
Yeah, or chicken country, one of the two. But you can't go. It's just so bloody north. If you want to look at the central point of Melbourne and the population, it's Springvale.
Yeah.
Not going to Springvale. Well,
no, I'm not suggesting that, but I'm saying that's the centre of the population.
I mean, you could have it at the Collingwood Town Hall. I don't know if they still have those swap meets.
No, they don't have all the classic places like the Melbourne Town Hall and Collingwood Town Hall that I used to go to and sell at. They don't have them now. They want too much for them, and they don't get the volume of people through to have those big places. But yeah, that's the kind of the origin of those computer swap meets. They were all at the big town halls. But Box Hill, Malvern, Camberwell Town Hall, and what was the one you said, Anthony?
Collingwood.
Yeah.
And also, I went to one at Frankston a lot as well. There's one in Frankston.
Well, you lived at Traralgon at the time, didn't you?
Yeah. My cousin lived in Hastings, and we used to go to the Frankston one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go to the Malvern and the Collingwood and the Box Hill one, Springvale one on basically every weekend with the little club that I was in at the time. I had the company car, so I had to drive. And going to Malvern, it was just, you're lucky to get into the door. And once you got in, there was just this surge of people. And
Oh yeah, there was all. I thought I would get there with plenty of time, but at Malvern there was like 100 people ahead of me.
yeah, and you had to park a bloody kilometre away because every other car park was full.
Yeah.
And long trek in, and you get in there, bloody hell, and trying to get out. It was unbelievable. If you're trying to look for a bargain or something and check out prices from different dealers, you couldn't go around twice because you just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, I think Alan, the organizer of that of those things, is sort of hoping for a return to the golden days, but
not going to happen. Not going to happen.
At least you got eBay now, and just so many things are just so much cheaper on eBay. Everyone went to the markets because 90% of them were Chinese selling Chinese stuff cheap.
Yeah. Well, I just went there for the 8-bit stuff and getting it pennies on the dollar. So yeah. Hey James, you're back. You fix your mic?
I hope so. Does that work?
Much better.
How far are you from One Turner?
I think it's about a 15-minute drive. I think.
Perfect.
Google could tell me, but so I actually have something to contribute to the conversation apart from just rantings and ravings.
You have the floor.
I have the floor, right? So through the magic of technology and twistable laptop screens, this should work. Now, I went to the local e-waste processing place, which just so happens to be next door, and have acquired this mass of, wow.
Point it down.
Down a bit?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Sorry, I can't see what you can see.
Now we can see something that's on the table.
Yeah.
You got a 2E there.
No, it's a 2+ clone.
Okay.
It's weird though. The keyboard doesn't work, and it posts but doesn't show any picture.
So it beeps.
It beeps, and doesn't show any picture. But the keyboard is connected with a little, like, ribbon cable, and the little socket for the chip that says keyboard is missing a chip, and the cord has little, like, holes nearly on the end of it, a la like a chip was stuck through the cord.
Like an IDC connector.
Keyboard encoder chip it needs, does it?
I couldn't actually tell you because, well, I figured at first I would just turn it on and,
see
what happens. But the video connectors on the thing are not regular video connectors, or at least they don't seem to look like it. Let's see. Is that visible in the frame?
Yep.
Get closer.
You need to get closer though.
All right, let's see how this goes. Otherwise,
down
a bit,
down a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
I can see the back of like a Clone 2 Plus, and where you would normally have a composite video, I can make out that there's something there, but I can't make anything else out.
All right. So only because it's got to involve moving other boxes and other stuff around. It's got three looking. Oh, they're like 3.5mm headphone jacks.
The one on the left should be the video.
And it should be an RCA jack.
Yeah.
No, there's unless. Hang on. On an Apple, were there three 3.5mm jacks and a video plug? Were there?
Two.
Audio jacks and a video.
Audio in, audio out.
Yeah. Well, there are Scouts on there. There are absolutely. Hang on. I can help make this a little easier. I can take a photo.
I mean, all the clones were pretty much the same anyway, so.
Well, this one's got 64K of RAM on the board.
Yeah.
So they did have two E-clones.
Yeah, that's true. But looking at the case, I'm pretty sure it looks like a Plus.
Does look like a Plus.
I want to know which e-waste place you went to. I was going to go one the other day, and I live close to you by the sounds of it, because I'm only 10, 15 minutes away from One Turner. I'm thinking I could have got that if I went the other day.
It's Ringwood.
Well, so
I want to say
there's a little place, and it's literally next door to me. So I wandered in, and the bloke really didn't seem that hassled. So I got a box full of ISA cards, a 1541, the Commodore accelerator disk drive with nothing else.
Wow.
The XT clone looking thing, the Apple thing, a couple of hard drives, and what looks like a 1.2 gigahertz Celeron board in a box.
Did he give you? Did he charge you?
He wanted to charge me a donation, to which I offered to donate him whatever he thought was reasonable. But he was convinced that none of them were going to work, and thus said, "Let me know how you go, and sling me a donation." I was prepared to offer him, I don't know, $50 or so, a lot. But he didn't seem to want to take $10.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I'm a little concerned that perhaps this could not be conducive to having more stuff, or having more stuff in my life. Yeah.
You could be our broker for parts. You could
Yeah.
get
Local e-waste
make a
rep.
profit.
Well, hopefully not to the point of putting Ian out of business, but it's definitely
Competition's good. So was there much other stuff there other than what you got?
So there was a Mac Classic, and it's the guy sort of seemed to think. So the guy was like, "I've put this stuff aside, but we're not really going to do anything with it." So the plan is to use it as a cute little micro business for myself.
Okay.
Mac Classic, that'd be good. You don't have to go pick it up because mine is just not working.
Yeah, so I will. How do I send a photo to the?
hang on. I'm going to do this. You click on the share screen button, and then it will allow you to share your picture.
All right.
It's still on your phone, or have you got it on your laptop now?
The photos on my phone, but
You can just hold the phone up to your screen. That's one way of doing it.
yeah, that might work. All right, you're gonna have to apologize for the blurriness, What?
I haven't actually seen your video update in about 20 seconds.
Are you holding it up now?
I hope you're not, because it looks like you're just staring at us.
There we go. I caught up now.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, here we go. Nah, it's just this like
too dark.
It's,
just
all
looks
right,
like
all right.
That's a lot of work.
All right. Take
Very good.
33 and a third, people.
All right, we will take your word for it. There are 3 earphone jacks. And there's a new technology for composite video that we are unaware of. Now, Dave.
Actually, that might sound funny, but I've actually got at home 2 sets of 3.5 to RCA leads. I don't know what they're off.
Disciple 2 clone.
Oh, no. No, 3.5 to 2 RCA is just stereo outs to component audio.
It's like 4 or 5.
Then I don't know what that is. But Dave, show the back of yours. Show the back of the Wombat.
So this is the Wombat, and there's hang on, we'll just.
Yeah, I can make out an RCA and 2 jacks there.
Yeah, the Wombat's very similar to the.
There you go.
Yeah, so this is quite an early one. Where you've got a butt ton of ROMs in there and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
But that's pretty standard on all clones. They all look like that.
And originals.
Oh.
All right. I got a better shot.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That is weird, man.
Yeah. Now, I'm like, because I thought, oh, that's kind of odd. And I tried putting the video plug in all of the 3 sockets going, well, if I blow it up, it's already pseudo not working as it is. But if I don't blow it up, you know.
I'll bring the scope next time.
There's a 3-pin, well, a 3-pronged plug that's got external video marked on the board, but apart from that, I have no idea.
3-pronged.
The actual plug says video?
What was that, sorry?
The actual plug says video?
It says EXT vid.
That's like external video, but is that like external as in input or as in output?
I wouldn't know. But it's a
ambiguous.
And on the front, on an actual original 2, how they've got like the raised power light that looks like a button. For those of us who have original 2s, this one has the white style like power light, but it's actually a clickable button that doesn't seem to do anything.
I think that's the uppercase and lowercase.
Is the keyboard like this one on the screen?
That one, James?
No, it's I will take another photo because I can. If you hear any crashing and banging, it's just my disabled self moving stuff around.
You have avalanches as well.
Avalanches, not so much. My carers are the kind of people who experienced me at my father's house and seemed determined to not let me get that bad.
Ah, okay. I still occasionally have avalanches, I hate to say.
I will, through the magic.
One one's got one that says auxiliary video on the inside as well. It's like a 3-pin fan header in a modern PC.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Yeah.
3-pin fan header.
Yeah. You know, like a CPU fan from a Pentium 2, Pentium 3.
Variable speed ones.
Yeah, I'll grab an image.
Okay, it's a very dark keyboard.
And it's got Vectorio-64 on the front, where the Apple symbol would be.
Very nice.
It's very, very weird.
Very good. So, have you, of the stuff that you've got, is there anything that works successfully?
Well, I only had the chance to test the Apple, the XT or the XT clone. That'll get tested. It's missing a hard drive. It's clearly, obviously had one. And there's some sort of text-to-speech card.
Oh, neat.
That would be cool.
But the text-to-speech card has a cable that runs from the back of the card to the front of the card, and there's no external connector. So I don't know what it's doing, but it would, I suppose, if for nothing else, I could try plugging it into, say, my DX40 and running one of those hardware identifying programs and see if anything comes up.
Or just photograph the card and just show it to the group, and we'll probably identify what it is.
But yeah, there's 4 or 5 of the just taking some more photos because we can. There's 4 or 5 of those multi-IO 6-pack plus clone type cards, you know, with the clock and the memory and serial ports and whatever else.
Some of those don't have VADA batteries. They have a regular coin cell. They're the ones to get because less chance of them leaking. Every one of those 6-pack plus I've seen with the VADA batteries are beyond repairability or.
So there's one that did have a battery in it that has leaked. It's not leaked too badly. I was just going to, what's the phrase?
Clip it out.
I was just going to clip it out or use it for pulling RAM or whatever else.
Very good. Have anything else been going on, James?
Not in the way of vintage computering sorts of paraphernalia. I scared the you-know-what out of my father when I rang him going, any ideas as to how to pick up 2 VAX 11780s? And then he decided, he talked me out of it, and I had to ring my sister going, I'm fine, I'm okay, but like, could you tell me about what you're doing today so I don't end up selling a kidney or 2 to get something that I will probably never turn on because I'll probably never afford the power bill.
The 780s among the best of them.
Well, as somebody that's got 3 750s, a 780 is the next one on my list.
Wow.
Are these the ones that were from South Australia?
I
saw a guy posting them online recently on the forum.
You got the one for $5,000 and it looked like a beautiful room. Yeah, I got to say, that's a nice looking room, but I don't know what I would do with that $5,000 room.
Well, I think it was 5,000. Well, yeah, the units are about the size of a refrigerator, I think, almost.
Oh, they're more like 2 fridges wide by about a fridge tall.
Yeah. So, but I think he was selling like lots of stuff. Like that wasn't the only thing.
Yeah, it was a whole room of stuff.
Yeah.
Who needs more machines like that? ACMS.
Yes.
Nah. If he wants to donate them, we'll take them.
Yeah, that was because I've been telling people that I've only really got 2 computers in the next 10 years I want to be able to have type thing, and I'd still love a PDP 1170 and a VAX 780. So the fact that 2 turned up was a bit scary.
And where were they?
I don't know, but that was the big bloke. That was the big lot we were just talking about.
Oh, that was the $5,000 lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And where would you store that?
When was this? I've never heard of it.
It's on the vintage, so the Australian Vintage Computer Collectors Buy Sell Swap, $5,000.
Yeah. And I didn't really want all the discs. In fact, I didn't really want both. I just only wanted one. But it was take the lot. And I'm like, I don't even want to try to work out how I'd get that done.
Yeah. And I don't think you'd find anybody who would have a room to deal with that stuff.
Yeah. Like I was quite prepared to, to piecemeal bits of it out. And
there's no demand for it though, James. So I'm glad you didn't buy it.
I think just getting it to you would have cost more than the $5,000.
Yeah. But that was, it's the only time I've actually gone, I might need help.
Very good. All right. So now, Dave, you were talking before, but you never told us what you've been doing for the last month. And now you've been doing more than just going to an Amiga show and going to One Turner. So you should tell us what you've been doing.
I've got a couple of deliveries is probably the big thing.
And what were they?
All right.
Oh, do tell.
If you watched the live video, you would have seen one.
All right. I've only just got them out of the car, but bit of light would come in handy.
One of your deliveries, the thing, wouldn't it be?
Nice. I like how it's on the sofa, just chilling out.
Chilling.
Like a pet sitting on the chair.
It worked hard today.
Oh, absolutely. And this one also turned up. I don't know where this one came from.
Oh, it's on the sofa too. Very nice. I don't know where that came from. Never seen it before in my life.
Oh, and there's a third one. This one's actually got the bed, but
it's nice that they're all very comfortable.
So you got to look after them better than you look after yourself, mate. And these have also shown up.
Hey, zoom in, get closer.
Well,
80-50, yeah. 30-40, sweet.
30-40 plain ROMs in it, but otherwise not too bad. Well, actually, the board I've already got it out. So,
where'd you get all these ones from?
Yeah.
30-40 came from the UK with another pet. The blue pet came from the good old US of A.
Just eBay or?
Yeah, eBay for the blue pet, and the other one was part of a deal I did with a fellow with another chiclet pet. So.
So you're lucky they arrived okay from overseas, no smashed CRTs or anything?
Well, I contacted the guy with the blue pet and I said, mate, well, he actually tapped me and he said, I don't know if I can send it. It's not going to fit in a box. And it was too big. It was bigger than the biggest FedEx box. And well, actually, I said, undo the 4 screws and take the CRT off. And it also came with the 8050 as well. So now this is taller than me. 1 FedEx.
Oh, wow.
2 FedEx, 3 FedEx. That's why it cost me so bloody much to get.
You must have paid a fortune in freight.
Yeah, it's about 600 in freight.
It makes me feel better now when I buy shit from overseas.
But it's absolutely mint. I only finished putting it together the other day, and it was at the swap meet today, and I loaded Space Invaders on it. It loaded the first time, and it was just running all day. It was 3 or 4 hours. Kids playing with it, no problems. So Anthony's seen it, Ian's seen it, Alan's seen it. It's pretty mint. It's not perfect. It's pretty mint. So,
There's like a small ding on the back where the paint chipped off or something.
Probably. I mean, someone's put a great big bloody handle on it, so it's actually a portable pet. You can actually carry it with one hand.
I wouldn't be relying on that handle.
No, me neither. But yes, so yeah, my hip pocket is not thanking me at the moment. Let's put it like that.
And
you don't see those blue pets come up very often, so.
You really don't. Mind you, the other day I was just browsing eBay, looking at stuff I can never afford to buy, and came across a Kim comparable to yours with the manual.
Was that from was it the Vintage Computer Museum or something like that?
Yeah,
I was looking at that too.
$800 or so.
Yeah.
How long were the blue pets sold for, David?
I think it was only about a year, maybe 18 months, and then they went to. It looks pretty much the same, but you've got a black surround instead of the blue surround, a different label on the front of it. So instead of the blue shiny label, you've got a. It's actually up here.
You have a black label with gold.
Black label. Actually, this one's a business one, but yeah, you'll get an idea. So sort of like that.
Decent keyboard by the look of it.
Yeah, proper keyboard.
So do you have one like mine as well as the blue one, Dave?
Yeah, I've got a 16K one as well, which is in pieces at the moment, and that's how I got it. But I did get it very, very cheap. And they also changed the cassette deck on them too. So the earlier ones had a manual cassette deck that you would actually have to lift up manually, which was a badged something. I think it was a Sanyo or something like that, before they actually made the actual Commodore internal ones. So there was a few changes made before they went to the ones with the full size keyboard. But yeah, they're a bloody addictive hobby. Let's put it like that. And expensive, yes.
Oh, very good. So moving down the page, spoke to Danny. Alan hasn't really been telling us what he's been doing, so let's go with Alan. What have you been doing?
Well, yeah, not a lot per se on computers, but done would you believe, some more scanning.
Surprised.
Yeah, and I've been recovering some audio computer program cassettes as well, and
cool.
just recording those, then testing them, cleaning them up, verifying, reduce them down in size, etc., and then reload. It just seems to take forever. And I think, as I mentioned before, I been doing a bit of work for the ACMS with this Aussie list of games. Going through, I've generated a list of micro B games only. I haven't looked at anything else, but micro B games out of catalogues, magazines, my own collection, etc. Sorting through those. I'd also gone through all the magazines that I had, which was predominantly Electronics Australia and ETI, looking for, again, all the game listings, etc., that are in those magazines, and itemising those, what the game is and who wrote it and what page number and all that sort of stuff.
A lot of work.
Yeah, so that's been keeping me busy at the moment. So actually on computers at Safi, I think I only just finished me Micro B Overdrive last month, our last meeting, which I had there today and working quite well. So that was all good. Yeah.
Cool.
still doing a bit of archiving. Oh, I went out to Ewan's there 2-3 weeks ago, and I've been scanning in his. He's got the artwork for the PCBs of all different models and different bits of hardware and so forth. So yeah, again, trying to recover those by scanning them in. Some of them are absolute huge, you know, they're even bigger than an A2 sheet. And he's got an A3 scanner, so I've got to scan it about 8 pieces and then try and join all the pieces together. So that's all been good fun. So I haven't really fixed them all up. They're all been joined and etc. So all that is good. I just haven't got around to releasing them yet. I've got so much bloody stuff to release.
Do they, you know, those, oh, I'm going to call them cheap, but they probably weren't cheap. You know, those little hand scanners that they had back in the day? I wonder if somebody makes an equivalent, but with like modern day tech inside one, because that'd be great for doing the beak.
Yeah, there are, but yeah, to those, then you're going to need a table and a piece of white paper to go underneath it and all that sort of stuff. Because
okay, something like this. I wonder if I can turn this more. Oh, see that? That is a overhead scanner. So you just can.
No, you're not showing us anything.
Can you see this?
No,
you're locked up.
You're locked up.
Oh, what have I done? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
But, we
Videos.
now you're back.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab it this time and bring it here. So here, this thing is an overhead scanner. I wonder if I can turn this. Yeah, and basically you stick things under it and it photographs them, and then you can then just snip them. So that's probably about the most equivalent of a hand scanner you can get.
Yeah, the problem is you poke it in from one side, you can scan all the way along that side. You can turn it around, you can scan across the end, turn it around again and scan the other side. The bit in the middle, you still can't scan it.
Yeah.
But with that, you know, you've got to fold it up and bend and do all sorts of damn crazy things, which I've had to do with an A3 scanner anyhow. But anyhow, we got there.
Failing that, somebody with some mechanical engineering minds and a couple of DSLRs.
Yep, or an A1 scanner.
Yeah, or an A1 scanner. That's what we need. Is an A1
For
scanner.
only 20,000, Alan can have an easy time.
Well, I've finished. It's all done. I've been scanning for the last every now and then for the last couple of years, and did the last lot.
I had a large sheet and I took it to Officeworks, but I don't know if they do A1.
No.
I've scanned Ron's 1986 programmer's wall chart poster and the 87 one, and I had them done at Officeworks.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad. Like price wise, it was reasonable enough.
Yeah, they do a reasonable job.
Yeah, they put it through the machine, and my 86 poster tore in the middle, but it tore along the seam that was almost about to come out anyway, so it wasn't that hassled.
Yeah.
Well, these were done at Officeworks.
Oh, cool.
Which I had there today. But I had a curtain behind me, so I didn't want to pin it to a curtain. I couldn't stick it to the wall, so I just had it hanging from the front. But these are A2 in size.
Yeah.
And
so they can scan it.
How much do they charge for the eyes?
I have no idea. I didn't do them. If Kim John, who apologised for not being here tonight, he's got the originals. It's a set of 4. That's one of them, and he organised the set for myself.
Scanning's not too expensive, but the colour printing can get dearer.
This is the Atari poster.
You can't. You may not notice, but this one's slightly
laminated,
off skew. And he said, "No, that's not good enough." So I went to chuck it out, and he said, "No, yeah, don't chuck it out. I'll keep it." So they had to actually chuck and redo it, but they charged him a big discount on the reprint of them.
So will they give you the JPEG or the image
Yeah,
of
yeah,
scan?
you can get the image.
Oh, the images, yeah. Look, we got them already
Yeah.
on the. Well, we've got them reasonable ones on the forum already in the repository.
Because see this one here. So this is an Atari poster that no one's ever seen before that I got some time ago, and this is the Atari International poster, and you can see there's an Atari 800 there, and a cat, and 810, and there's all these international people everywhere. And I want to get this scanned and get that released so other people can enjoy this wonderful poster. So can you take it to Officeworks and get it scanned?
Yeah, yeah. They and they'll ask you what format you want it in. You can get it in TIFF. You can get it in PDF. You can get it in
whatever the highest quality one is, please.
Definitely don't get it as a PDF. Get it as a TIFF file.
Yeah.
Or a PNG file. Right.
Okay. I've got a client who has plotters, but they're not just plotters, they're actual multi-function machines, and it's got like a giant scanner on the top.
And they do what, this size?
Possibly. Show that link.
Like A2 maybe?
Maybe, I think maybe up to A1.
Wow.
The things
I had a large plan which I took to just a snap printing type place because I wanted it photocopied, and they were able to do that. I mean, it was
when I had my poster scanned, I had it scanned, and then I had them print a copy of the poster from the scan. So, Run's 1987 wall chart was a front and back, so it had a nice little picture on the back and the chart on the front. So I had them scan both sides and print the first side because I figured I could frame one and have the other side well, laminated, for want of a better phrase.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Well, I'll take that to Officeworks and see how I go. Because I don't need it printed because I've got it, but I just scan it for other people. So they
no.
If they can't scan it, it's too big. Give me a yell. I've got an A3 scanner here also.
Yeah, I've got A3 as well, but I don't want to stitch it.
No, but I've got software that can do all the stitching, I can tell you. It's very good.
Okay.
You know, I've had like 10 pieces and it's stitched them all together into the one.
Oh, cool.
Or sometimes I've got to do it in two goes. I'll stitch the top half and then stitch the bottom half and then stitch the two stitches together to make the third. So it can all be done. It's just a matter of making sure that there is a good overlap of each scan.
All right. Well,
if you scan it and there's a 1 millimeter overlap, it won't join.
Yeah, so I've got holidays next week, not this week, but next week. So I might start doing that and see how we go.
Yeah, well, give me a yell and you can send them to me and I'll stitch them and send them back to you. Not an issue.
I'll try Officeworks first.
Yeah, try Officeworks first. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I never had any trouble with them.
Cool. So that was Alan talking.
Yep.
So now we've spoken to Danny. Now let's talk to Pat.
Hello.
So falling asleep, no?
I know. Sorry, I was just doing a few things. What's new? I got myself. It hasn't been delivered yet. It got shipped today, but I got myself a little new device just created called a Concerto. Do you know what that is? It's for an Atari 7800. So it's like an SD. So that they really struggle to have like good flash solutions.
Oh, so that's the Harmony.
Yeah.
For the 7800.
Yep. So there's a guy on Atari Age called Fred, or I think his name is Batari on Atari Age, and he literally just finished these concertos, and I managed to. He's just been dribbling them out, and I managed to happen to be online when he released some for that. But it's basically
available now.
Yeah, he's now set up his site where you can actually even put in reservations now. So I can shoot you a link if you want.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. What else? How you been going with your Intellivision collection, Anthony?
Oh, it's right behind me. So there's my collection right now. My latest acquisitions. Dig Dug.
Yep.
But I've been enjoying a lot of it, and I got finally a boxed copy of Kool-Aid Man and Thunder Castle.
Yes.
But I've also got a couple of new ones. I mean, I got the new Cosmic Avenger and Steamroller, Old School. These are all brand new, latest releases for the Intellivision. And this one is actually quite awesome. If you guys have an Intellivision, you want to have a game that's actually quite interesting, it's called Maria. And it's about €35 shipped, and it is an awesome game. I must have played this game for 3 hours, and I lost. But I tell you what, I now know what to do and what not to do. But great little game, a lot of fun, €35 from France. Great game. Yeah, I'm getting close to completing my Intellivision collection, but I've got only the really expensive ones to get.
I was going to say, what's missing?
So there's Tutankhamun, Super Cobra. I don't have Diner yet. There's still some on the way, but yeah, I'm getting close. But I still need. Oh, I don't have Tropical Trouble and a couple other iMagic titles, but I've got. There's 125 original releases, and I will eventually get them, but I will probably go bankrupt.
Yeah, I've got a reasonably decent collection, but there's some that I just don't know whether I'll even bother getting, like Learning Fun and stuff like that. Which
Learning Fun, I wouldn't bother getting Learning Fun, but if you're interested in non-boxed cards, I got truckloads of them, and I don't know what to do with them. I've also got Ick doubles over there. So if you're interested in anything that you haven't and you don't care about boxes, I've got them all.
Yeah, most of mine that I'm missing are pretty rare. So
what are you missing?
What am I missing? I'm missing actually. I'm missing Congo Bongo.
Oh, I'm missing Congo Bongo as well.
Fathom.
Sorry.
Fathom.
Fathom. I think I've got Fathom.
I've seen Fathom come up a few times, but I've never bought it. Super Pro Basketball, Slam Dunk, and Stadium Mud Buggies. But yeah, I'm trying to decide whether I bother with Learning Fun or not, because it's just every time I've ever seen it for sale, boxed, it's ridiculous.
So you must have a pretty complete collection then.
Yeah, no, I've got a lot. And it's funny, I already had a reasonably decent collection before you started. And then when you started, I went, you know what, I might start, filling in the gaps. So,
bit of competition there.
I'm going to beat him.
It was just more, I've got a couple of SCART Intellivisions. I've got an Intellivision, the original Intellivision, which has got a SCART in it. I've also got a SCART Intellivision 2. And I've just been kind of, I just bought the Intellivision 2 with the SCART on it, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll restart trying to just complete the collection again. So anyway, I was just curious in terms of what you were missing.
I don't know if you saw this on eBay recently, but I picked up the InTV System 3 that was on eBay. I paid a ludicrous amount of money for it. But I wanted a boxed InTV System 3 that was 240 volt PAL. And yeah, I've got that. So that's my system of choice. And I also recently picked up, just because why not, I bought the Intellivision 2 System Changer module, which allows you to play Atari 2600 cartridges on your beloved Intellivision. So But yeah, anyway, so there you go.
Why would you want to do? Why would you want to torture yourself with an Intellivision controller trying to play Atari?
Because I wanted all the accessories.
And Atari didn't care at all that people would build an attachment to run their games on their opposition system.
They did.
Well, Coleco
had it.
Yeah. I've got one, and it's there was a big lawsuit about it, but they actually didn't use any proprietary technology. It was all just basic stuff in there. It was a couple of 6532s and some 74 logic, and done.
Yeah.
So they couldn't nail them for anything, so they had to let it go.
Mm.
Yeah. So Pat, it would be interesting to compare notes where we're at collection-wise. We must be pretty similar.
Yes. So apart from that, I've bought a couple of because I've got a few doubles of systems, and I've been kind of trying to decide whether to get rid of my doubles or not. And I instead bought a USB keyboard interface for the Coco 3, and I also did something similar with the Atari. So it works with an Excel and I ended up actually a while ago. Also, you influenced me into buying a 600 XL. I'd kind of dismissed it because I had an 800 XL. And then I was like, no, this is pretty cool. You know, like I got one, you know, with the 64 that you were.
It's just such a cute machine.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. But yeah, and now I'm vaguely concerned because I've also got an Atari 800. I was thinking about taking the 800 XL board out and then putting a Pi in there and then just having a modern. Well, because I've got the 600 XL, I've got the 800. You know, like anyway, non-destructive. Anyway,
You've lost me. I'm not interested.
I mean, I enjoy doing a couple of the, you know, the modern things as well. Like you know, and David was talking before about being at the Amiga thing and not being that interested in the Polos. Like I'm quite interested in the range of stuff, whether they're FPGAs or their original hardware or not. So recently I'm putting together like a, you know, yarn on Amiga was working on the 4000 TX board, which I'm building a system out of. It's sort of a modernized 4000, but that's a project for Christmas holidays. So because I still need to freight some things over from a few different European places. But apart from that, not a lot. Just yeah, I'm almost at the point where I'll be able to take a bit of leave, but it's been a really busy year for me actually. So
very good. Thanks, Pat. Murray, how you go?
Good. I posted a couple of photos up on the chat page.
The what?
I've picked up a nice piece of equipment which was donated to the ACMS, an Exoterm 200.
What is that?
I think it was used for testing or yeah, I'm not too sure exactly what it was used for, but it was interesting. So we'll have to play around with that. And then getting my 2GS working, which was recapped by Ross, and managed to get the video to Wi-Fi working.
Ah, is that what that CFFA screen was? So you've Wi-Fi'd to your iPhone?
Wi-Fi'd it to my iPhone, and now I'm using my iPad 2 on it.
Cool.
It'd be nice to get an adapter so that I can get the color output to that, and then I can have an LCD screen on it.
Is there much lag with that?
No, well, all I've been doing is trying to go through the menu and trying to get the CFFA card to work.
Fair enough.
So I haven't been playing any games, so I don't know would happen there. Um,
Those CFA 3000s have gone crazy in price.
oh, I know. I was just so glad that I got one of the last ones.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous in price now, and it doesn't look like they'll ever make any more.
No, because I think they're either just. I think the last one on the US went for about 600 US.
Oh, right.
Which is just crazy.
As somebody who's got 2 CFFA 3000s, one of the like quote unquote last ones, and I was that kind of nuffy that bought it with the 32 gig compact flash card with the remote and everything, and that was almost a kidney.
What's a kidney worth these days? I haven't sold any of mine.
But yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I missed the original run of those, and
yeah.
So when I first bought mine, I got mine for $300, and I was kicking myself, just going, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just paid that much." And then I watched the prices go up, and then there was a bloke on Facebook that sold one for $400, and I was like, "Bang, on it, got it straight away."
Yeah.
And then I actually have a third one, which came with an Apple IIe Platinum that I wasn't planning on buying, but he was selling the whole Platinum with the CFFA in it for $500, and I was like, bang,
gone.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely worth it now. Yeah, I've got a stack of cards to try and sort out whether to go in their 2E or the Wombat. What else have I done? I did a bit of searching for you, Anthony. $2.40, I think it is, at Officeworks.
Oh, to scan a
AO.
Wow, $2.
Color AO.
I should bring in a pile of stuff to scan. I should scan all my Commodore posters,
Yep.
my IBM posters, then we can get them all reprinted, and then people like
It's
Dave,
only an A1. It's $1.80. I mean, how can you buy?
what do you reckon, Dave? Scan all my posters.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Going to be.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I should really get round to scanning the work in progress schematics that I got from Dave Haney when he had his last garage sale.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could. Are they A3 or A2 or A4 or what?
They'd be, so they're bigger than A3. They might be A2. They're whatever normal means for schematics.
A2 is double the size of A3, so
yeah.
Put it this way. I'm about 5'9" when I stand up, give or take a bit. Doesn't happen too often, but occasionally when I do
this in
stand,
relation to you?
it's about a third of me wide.
well,
2 foot.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's about the same as that poster that he's got.
yeah, look, this is
That's A2.
A2.
That's A3.
A2 is 594 by 420 millimeters. So about half a meter.
That's right.
Both
Because
ways.
A4 is 297 by 210.
Yeah,
A1
well,
is 841
that's
by
about halfway.
594.
That's an A3 sheet.
Yeah. The problem I've got is, the problem I've got is they're all stapled together.
Then take the staple out.
Staple out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that. That is a proper Commodore stapled paper.
Take the
Keep
staple
the
out.
original staples and put it back.
And put it back in again.
Yeah. Original staples.
So you got your original staple back in there, rust and all.
Yeah, it'll probably break when you put it back.
All right, great. So what else are you up to, Murray?
Pretty much that's it. I mean, apart from the weekend where we're, massive movement.
Any good finds during the move?
Any what?
Unexpected finds, I guess.
Yeah, well, the Hartleys were good.
Yeah.
That was a good find. I found a Hartley at Villawood, and up at Tumby they've got a printer, and we've been looking for keyboards for ages.
Fair
And we
enough.
found 2 keyboards, and 2 other. One's just like a dumb terminal. It's got no disk drives. Other one's like a small box. I'm not too sure what that is, but there's so little information on the net about them.
Yeah.
Apart from the guy that actually started the company. I mean, he's there.
Oh, okay.
But I have contacted him in the past, but he's not living in Australia anymore. So, yeah, I don't know how we're going to get any documentation for them or software.
Yeah. Is there any plans to get back all the stuff that was people took to hold?
Yeah, that's on the cards at the moment. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff, we don't know where it went.
Yeah.
That was the question I was about to ask. Do you know what you sent and to whom?
Check your records.
We know quite a few people that took stuff, but we don't know exactly what they took. I mean, there was no cataloguing or documentations or anything going on.
Pretty crazy.
The one thing that we have lost, which I would like to get back, is the topo. And the next question is, what's a topo?
What's a topo?
It's a small, sort of about 1/2 metre high robot that was controlled with an Apple II.
Oh.
And I have the software. But somebody else took the actual robot and the Wi-Fi control. No, wouldn't have been Wi-Fi. The remote controller for it. So I thought I'd throw some bait out there and put an ad on eBay. But
does that really fit into the Australian theme, though?
I'm not too sure where they were actually made. Probably not here. But I mean, the Australian Computing Museum is not solely collecting Australian stuff.
No, you've collected everything in the
They've
past.
collected everything under the sun in the past, including a bunch of old typewriters and calculators and shit that you think, shit, what do we need this for? And but I did find one interesting one today. I can't remember what brand it was, but it had computer keyboard, and then it had like a printer, like a typewriter in the middle, and a couple of disk drives on the left. And the label on the top said no hard drive and no software. So sort of a computer printer all in one.
So that's a boat anchor.
It could be. We've got some bigger boat anchors there, but you won't want to lift them back into the boat because the boat would sink. Lots of washing machines. Fridge-sized bloody machines, but yeah.
What machines are these big fridge-style machines you're referring to? Deck stuff?
Yeah, Deck and Vax, PDP.
What are you getting rid of any of this stuff?
I'd say yes, but I have no idea what and when.
Okay, because I collect some PDP 11 stuff myself.
Right.
So I just spent a bit of money buying some stuff from Holland just the other day on eBay. But yeah, if there's any bits in particular that I'm assuming they're not going to get thrown away, but there's bits that...
No, I can't imagine much will get thrown away. It's a matter of consolidating, sorting what we've got, and then deciding what we don't need.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure where we will offer it. Probably, I don't know, some of these Facebook lists to start with, and maybe Facebook Marketplace or something.
Yeah, not on the ACMS group.
Nah.
You're a non-profit thing, so you can't sell them. You've got to give them away.
I don't really want to use eBay for it, even though it is a bigger market.
I think the problem I find with the Facebook Marketplace, I mean, I had a guy in America say to me, "Oh, look at this. I think you're interested in this," and it was listed on Marketplace, but I couldn't see it in Australia.
Okay.
I couldn't see it if I searched, but if he emailed me the link, I could see it. So
yeah,
that means you're in you're in Sydney, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if you other guys are the same. I'm not really that good with Facebook, but, you know, it has this radius and I can select it, you know, I can select 100K radius, but then unless I tell it I live somewhere else, which I haven't worked out how to do, I've always found Facebook.
There's also limits like that on eBay. I mean, if you put it on eBay and you don't select international postage, then people overseas don't necessarily see it. They will find stuff because I never put international postage on mine, but I've sold stuff to Denmark and, you know, other countries in Europe. People have contacted me and said, will you post this? Oh, yeah, not a problem.
I've used this site called PickClick. I don't know if you guys have seen it, picclick.com. And it's basically, it's worth looking at. So I don't even use eBay to search anymore. I use PickClick. So you type in a search thing and it shows you pictures, and then you click on it and it says take you to eBay. And I've found things on PickClick that I could not find on eBay. I mean, this video I got here, I bought that and I couldn't find it on eBay, but I found it on PickClick. And then when I clicked watch item, and then I go to my phone or to eBay, it comes up. But even when you select eBay Australia wide or international, whatever, there's just so many items that are not even listed, and I don't understand. I'm always finding things through this PickClick site that I can't find on eBay.
Yeah, that's odd. I mean, some things don't show up because people type the name incorrectly.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to do a search for an incorrect name to actually find it.
But if you just type vintage computer or something like that, and then all of the other pictures that come up that are related to that, I just find it's very bad for your bank account. Trust me.
Oh yeah, hey, look,
stuff. Yeah,
I bought far too much stuff from the Japanese eBay.
Yeah, so I found that one as a really good one to look for stuff. Now I'm going to have some competition. You guys are going to be finding stuff there as well now. But
I'm looking up the site right now.
Yeah, I've had a look.
Live. Yeah,
it is very good. PIC, you know, I think it's just PickClick, one word.com. Yeah,
PICKCLI. Yeah, PICCLICK.com.au.
PickClick, yeah. So
that obviously lick.
Yeah. So if you actually type something in, you just see it in pictures. I often Google search using Google Images because you see it's easier than reading the text, and you see a picture and you just scroll through and you click on it, and same type of thing. It just seems to be so much better. If it's available on Amazon, it has it as well. But it seems to work very well.
You do a search for micro:b, and there's one entry for micro:b, and about 500 entries for B. Bumblebee, B micro, B everything. And
put it this way, yes, it does that, but because I'm looking, I mean, I know you guys are too, because I'm often looking for very obscure items. It's, you know, if you type something fairly obscure and you're more, I seem to be more likely to find it. I basically don't bother searching eBay anymore since I discovered this probably a year or two ago.
It's really annoying when you're searching for a product which was named, 20 years ago, and now some other company uses it.
Oh, yes, correct.
and you think, oh, I want the original stuff. And everyone else.
Funnily enough, even some of the IBM stuff, there's some really old IBM stuff, like back in the mainframe days, stuff like that. There's numbers, and then IBM have used those same numbers today with other things.
Right.
So they've probably decided, like, you know what, it doesn't matter. That's 50, 40 years old. Who cares? So
that's right. But when you search for it.
But you do have your categories at the top. So if I click on computer, tablets, and networking,
you can narrow your search down.
Yeah. So there's one, and that's the only one that's there. It's a micro:b monitor. But
I've actually typed in
not that one that was
description.
Yeah, correct. That's the one. $20.
If I type in a listing, right? So, for example, PDP 1134, which I was looking for. So I type that in on eBay and I get nothing. And then I'd go on to PickClick and I get all this stuff. Now, for some reason, there's something to do with a bicycle, the cog at the front of a bike must be a PDP 1134 or something like that. It must be a part number. But if you get rid of all that, I'll find something and then I get the exact text and I try to type it into eBay and I'm like, ebay.com instead of .com.au, and it won't come up. So it's almost like there's some geo blocking in there, but whereas the pick click doesn't do it because it's, I've even found things on my mobile app on my Android phone. I can find stuff on eBay, add it to watch list, go to the browser and do it. So there's definitely some. The other trap too is if you make an offer on something and you buy and you win. So if something's $1,000 and you make an offer for 500, when you look at sold listings, it'll say it was sold for 1,000, not your offer for 500, which is
okay.
I've seen that a few times. I don't know if it happens all the time, but yeah, that makes it quite misleading.
Yeah, well, my problem is when I search for Hitachis, I get, magic wand, excavator, nail gun, 18-volt battery.
Yeah, so that's where you've actually got to pick, vintage computer and mainframes situation.
But the other good thing about pick-click too is if your wife's watching and she just sees these images, she just thinks you're looking at Google Images, and then you quickly click it to eBay and watch and go back, and then you get on your phone and buy it, so she doesn't notice that. Because whenever she sees that big eBay logo, what are you buying? She says, oh, nothing.
Oh, yeah. Then you got to get it through the door.
Well, I either send it to work, usually, but since I've been working from home, I've had to, when I heard the courier truck come, I have to run out. I've been working in the office outside, so I've got sprung a few times, but...
yeah. How's your Hitachi going, the last one?
I haven't done anything with it since. I've managed to get everything, which is good.
Yeah.
It's all here, but... yeah, that's the next project for another Nosfest, I think.
Fair enough.
Take all the Hitachi features
Bits and pieces.
get one working properly.
Yeah.
And then decide what I'm going to do with all the other Hitachis I've got. I might have a section in the computer museum. The other thing you just find forever on it is Hitachi hard drives. Hitachi hard drives.
You almost need to do the exclude search. Hitachi minus hard drive minus this.
Even the Japanese eBay, it's just full of hard drives.
Yeah.
But that's where you get all the vintage Hitachi stuff.
That pick-click's great, but try typing in Apple III. Big mistake.
Yeah, it's. I know what you're saying. Sometimes it's useless, but trust me, give it a go and you'll love it. I'm sure you will.
It's just if you want an Apple Watch Series 3.
Right.
Yeah. You would do. It's all it is Apple Watch, and I put it in inverted commas. Doesn't help. And
what about Apple One?
3 slashes. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Great pick, because I was just doing some searches, and as Dave might appreciate, I typed in Kim 1 as a matter of curiosity, and there was about 6 came up, and I typed in a couple other ones, and none of them I'm interested in buying, but it's just neat to see. That's a really interesting page I've never heard of.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what's also good about it. Like you find something, sometimes you can't find something, but when you do find that, it's like it's got a good algorithm in there, and he goes, "Oh, you've clicked on this, so you must like this type of stuff." So then it starts giving you other items underneath, and they're all
like
computer related. Yeah. If you like this, you'll like this. So I searched for something, like could have been IBM, and then something else come up that was DEC or Atari, but it was sort of like, you know what, it's the same seller. And also, I found the other day something on eBay. And I thought, oh, this is good. What else does this seller have? He's got some PDP stuff. He might have something else. And I clicked seller's other items, and it said the seller's not selling anything else. But I went to pick-click where I found it and clicked on their person's name.
Yeah.
And there was like 20 items.
I think that's because they're not offering direct freight to Australia.
Well, not necessarily, because I found heaps that are offering it.
Yeah, because sometimes some people will be selling stuff that they'll freight to Australia, and you do their other items and nothing comes up. But if you go to, say, US and you look up the same person, they've got heaps of other stuff.
Yeah, they're global shipping
finding
program.
Things that will ship to Australia, like global, the global
global shipping.
Which is ridiculous dollars, but you've got to do it sometimes.
Yeah, 23,000 results for an Apple One.
Yeah.
I only need one.
Well, it's got a Mac Pro 5.1, Mac Pro 1, you know, I mean.
Sort
I
by
could
highest
get one.
price first, I think.
Huh?
Sort by highest price first for an Apple.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
But we're looking for the bargain.
Look, the other thing I found too is that if I search for something and I go back from the same computer, it gives you like an array of items that are on there before you type anything in. So if I typed in PDP 1134 last week, it'll have a tile of like, you know, new items that have been listed with this keyword and other things. So over time it learns, because using cookies and stuff, so over time it will give you better results without you even typing anything in.
So you never let your wife look at your computer, right?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would somebody even bother putting this up? It's got to be a scam. Apple Mac Mini 2020 M1 chip, £7,569. Buy it now. How much?
That's the brand new computer.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. Some people
for a Mac Pro last year's model.
But an M1, that's the new chip, isn't it?
That's the new one.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they go on retail? Can't be £7,000, surely.
No, they're like maxed out.
Very good. All right.
Eh?
Stuart, tell me what you're doing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking at Piclic right now. Hang on. I bought this the other day for $5 just because it was
you could.
$5. So
$5. Wow.
I've just been cleaning it. It was actually filthy. It looked like it had cigarette burns on it, but it was just some weird dirt, and just with a bit of baby wipes, I just brushed it off. So it hasn't got a cover on it, but I mean, I don't know. It was $5, and that was just that. I posted on the forum on Facebook the other week when I was at the Hunted Antiques in Kilsyth. They had a couple of Macs there for sale. I don't know if you guys know that. They don't have a lot of computer stuff there. I just like old stuff in general. I got this the other day, which is I don't know if you guys have seen these before. It's just a black and white TV, but it's from the 70s, and it was actually they actually modified this and used it in one of my favourite movies, Alien, from 1979. So it was one of those props that they modified. So I saw it there and I thought, these go for a couple of $100. It was $35. I'll take that. And
yeah,
it works fine. It's actually got vertical and horizontal sync on the back, which is really good because I've got some old cards, S100 cards from my IMSI that like graphics cards, and the sync on them is a little bit strange. Like it's I don't know. It's just a couple of my composite monitors were, although they do NTSC and PAL, the vertical would roll. So I didn't have a monitor with, horizontal vertical sync, a small monitor, which was handy. So I've got that. Other computer stuff I haven't really, I bought some PDP 11 stuff. A guy on VC Fed was selling a whole heap of boards and stuff to build up my system. So I'll get them. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get them in 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, look, the guy, I don't know the guy. It's a guy on VC Fed, and he's done a few posts, and, this is basically, I've sent him money. I hope he sends me the stuff. But I did a bit of searches, and I see all these people with PDP stuff bought from and this guy's name, bought from this guy's name. And he had a listing of, like, so much stuff. And, I emailed him backwards and forwards, and I asked him something else. And it's not like, because I've heard stories about people that would get onto forums and they'll pretend that they've got stuff. And just say they're going to sell it just to scam you. Because, I basically PayPal'd him $1,500, for some stuff. And, but, he's been, I had a look at his website you got to love archive.org, because I had a look at his website that was offline. So I looked at it from a few years ago and it showed how he renovated his house to have an extra wing for his PDP 11 room and stuff. So the guy's got the stuff. I don't think he's going to scam you, but, you don't have that sort of security when you buy it on eBay. But I'm sure.
Did you use the family and friends payment?
Well, I did, yes. And you're probably going to say to me I shouldn't have, because I've heard stories about that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's worthwhile, even if you pay the extra, that they will get charged for the paying. Yeah, as buying goods. It's worth just saying, I'll give you an extra X amount to cover it, and just do it that way.
And then
look, I think it'll be okay. The only thing that's got me paranoid was that there was 2 boxes to send, and he sent me. I've got a
It's only been a day or two. I got a freight email thing from the post. They're tracking from the tracking company for one of the boxes and the other one, and I typed it in. That one works, but the other one he said he had to do separately in a bigger box. He gave me the posting code, but it doesn't come up on the.
Yeah, I don't think scammers bother with that. They just take your money and run. So I think you're pretty good.
Well, I know, but it's just it's one of those things. You sort of like
until it arrives.
Well, it's more the fact that I think the fact that it's this guy. It's not his first post on the forum. He's sold stuff before. He's a known person. It's if somebody had hacked his account and got in there, unlikely. I don't think scammers are going to be really hacking many people's accounts and trying to sell vintage computer stuff. But I mean.
Then they've got to know. They've still got to know. If you ask them questions, they've got to know about.
I asked him some questions, and he answered the questions exactly right. I'm like, yep, he's legit. So, but anyway, so other than that, I'm waiting for that to come in. I've been doing a little bit of programming on some not on some really old hardware. I don't have the hardware myself. It's there's a IBM 1401 mainframe from the late 60s, and there's a guy on the internet. He's actually created using, any of you guys are gamers, Unreal Engine.
Yep.
So he's actually created a whole like IBM data center where you can move around in the data center, and then you can like get at the punch card machine, and you can punch a card, and then you can pick it up and you put it in the reader. And you walk across to the mainframe, press all the buttons. The amount of work this guy's done, and it's an emulator. Now, I chatted with him because my laptop's has got a GPU, and it was so clunky. And he's changed the he's changed the settings so you can disable all of the things like shadowing and all the fancy stuff. So it's quite funny because for such an old computer that doesn't, not very powerful, old mainframe, you need very powerful computer with a powerful graphics card. I mean, look, there's other emulators that exist. But yeah, this one's really cool. And as it says in the instructions, you punch a card wrong, start again. There's no unpunch. You can't unpunch the hole in the paper. So it's actually a very, very good representation of the real deal. Some guy in Germany.
Do you have a link for it or anything?
I'll send the link. Yeah, it's I'll send it through on the chat. I'll send a couple of links because he's got the I found it just on YouTube. He's uploaded a few videos on how this works, and then you go to his website, and it's you can download the thing. It's just one bloke, so it's pretty cool. What's happening? Page not found. Hang on.
He is a scammer.
No, this is a different person. No, this is someone else. Roths or something. I'll have to work out how to send this to the chat now. Chat. There we go. To everyone.
Pick Click is awesome. Just saying.
I told you, if you don't like it at first, keep trying. It is awesome. It is really, and the more you use it, I can tell you, I can go there and not even type anything in and just scroll, and it'll bring other things that have been listed that I've actually typed in before. And I don't know. It must just work out with cookies. If someone's clicked, if I've clicked on a Atari, 400 computer, it might think, oh, you might like a Commodore, or you might like a TRS-80 or something like that. So it just seems to be, good in that way. So I've sent that's the link of the guy's website. And I'll bring up another one for his YouTube stuff as well. But yeah, other than that, I haven't done much. I've been just looking for stuff to buy, but I want to get a IBM 5100, which is the actual first. You guys know.
Good luck.
What did you say? Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, I also want to get an IBM 1401. That's what everyone said to me when I asked online. Good luck. I said, how big they are and how much they are, and I'm like, yes, but I still want one. But I know that they're virtually so little in existence that they're only at museums. But I thought I got a bit excited when I found out there was one in Rosedale, but I realised now it was in Rosedale,
New South Wales,
Massachusetts or something.
Rosedale, South Australia, I think, not Rosedale,
Victoria.
And also after research, it looks like the person that had it has passed away, but I believe it was donated to or bought by the Living Computer Museum. Well, they bought one of the other mainframes. So I just thought to myself, if this guy's 2 hours away, I mean, I don't know. It's like my dad worked on these things. He was at the State Bank. It was the State Bank, Australia's first. State Bank Australia was, I think, the first bank in Australia to have one of those mainframes.
Very good.
But anyway, other than that, no, I've just been busy with work and kids. Last two of my kids' birthdays in the space of 1 week. And so it's all getting a bit busy around my place at the moment.
Yeah. The only thing, I don't think I've actually said anything. The only thing I've been doing is fixing things, selling things, building a new room in my house, which actually can have the computers in the house.
How big's the room?
Yes, I've got this room. Just Ian and Dave got to see the starting of it. So it's going to be a nice sort of room. I just want to figure out, because I've got a lot of stuff. And
yeah,
I've got to figure out how much stuff I actually want to keep. So I've got to reduce volume because I'm considering in the 12 months moving. And if I'm going to move, I need to make sure I don't have a giant boat anchor around my neck. So that's...
look, if you've got too much stuff, I'm sure there'll be a few people here that'll take it off your hand.
That's right. For a fee.
Yeah,
for a fee, I will allow you to take things. And the fee is whatever the market dictates.
Look, I think if I had more room, I'd buy more stuff. So
yeah.
I've got nothing's in the house at the moment, so it's a 3-bedroom house, my room and my wife and my 2 kids' room. So I'm stuck to my man cave outside.
Worrying about running out of space is very defeatist in this sort of thing.
Well, I want to be able to get access to it, though. I want to be able to, I don't want it all just boxed up. But
we don't worry about it. It just happens to all of us.
Yeah.
You could be my dad and not even worry about that.
Problem is, I've got a few friends with warehouses, and it's like, they're like, oh, I can put it here if you want.
How many cameras has your dad got, James, and how many work?
All right, how many work is a separate issue to how many he's got.
Yeah,
he measures it in cubic meters at this point.
How many?
I said he measures it in cubic meters.
Cubic meters, yeah.
Of what cameras?
Yeah.
What type of cameras?
Everything from he's got a couple of daguerreotypes to Nikon's 1000mm reflex lenses to
Nikon's big stuff.
Yes.
He's also got enormous projectors and stuff as well. Like he's got everything related to cameras. It's quite incredible.
Actually, he wants another projector at Hunted Antiques. I saw the other day. They've got a projector that looked like it come from a picture cinema. The thing would be probably about 3 meters high by about 2 meters wide by about 2 meters long. It's just massive.
I'll grab some details from you and send it to him.
I don't know what it was worth. I saw it and I thought, that's impressive. And I kept walking. But
the last time I saw something vaguely that interesting, there was one reel of the Star Wars Force Awakens on 70mm, but I didn't want to pay $8,000 for a movie print for a projector that I'm never, ever, ever going to get.
But look, this projector, if you were into this stuff, you'd wet your pants. I mean, it's there. It's probably not going to be that expensive. It might be $1,000 or $2,000, but when do these ever come up? You know what I mean? So if if you wanted it,
Dad'd probably go, I'm not going to be able to move it, let alone do anything with it. So he won't buy it. But I'll send him a
it was sitting on, from memory, it was sitting on 2 pallets. So 2 pallets were joined together and it was sitting on it, and it would be, I'm 6'4", so nearly 2 meters tall. It was probably my height. So it's pretty big, but I've been there a few times. I was there when I was there. I was there a few days ago. I was still there, but hey. Look.
Where is it?
So Hunted Antiques is in, I'll put it in the chat. It's in Kilsyth.
Oh, yeah.
Kilsyth, just near on Canterbury. What road is it? I can't remember the road. I don't know how to get there.
Google will tell you.
Yeah, Google.
I will be back. Nature is calling me.
All right, well, I'm going to be going, but I'm not going to be back because I'm tired as.
Yeah, it's getting close to that.
Tired AF. I've had a long day today, and it's hot as hell here. So good to see everyone, and I'll see you all in a month's time.
Okay.
Cheers.
See ya.
Cheers.
I'm assuming that Nigel, Sean, Pete, and VZ200 Dave just don't have mouths.
I feel like they could be long time lurkers, no time talkers.
Yeah.
I was inside earlier, but the kids went to bed, so I went outside, which I didn't really want to do because it's pretty warm out here at the moment. No. We were talking about getting solar at home, and I said to my wife, "Oh, maybe I'll get some panels on the garage. I'll put a aircon out there as well." She just laughed, so that's not necessarily a no.
Nigel and Dave have responded saying, Nigel says he'll join next time, and Dave says he has a laptop that does not have a camera and no one wants to hear his voice.
Ah.
Oh, yes, we do, Dave.
and Pete
got the kids.
on the couch, so no good. And Sean,
I was happy just lurking.
Ah, good. So Sean, what do you collect or anything?
Yes, I do. Been collecting for quite a long time. Not with any focus of any way, shape or form.
Sounds like a lot of other people.
Yeah. I
relate to that.
I recognize that.
Well, even regardless, tell us a bit about what you're collecting.
Yeah, tell us.
I'm sure we'll all be interested.
Yes.
I will be anyway.
I will.
I've got I guess I'd call it a diverse collection. Some of it just fell into my lap. Others I've hunted down. And I guess it's a desire to recapture the early days of computing or my youth, as it were. I started with a Tandy color computer in about the age of 11, which I've still got.
Cool.
And I've been collecting a few Cocos over the years, and other things that have just sort of fallen into my lap. Some of them are unusual, some of them are fairly common. I've got some of the more unusual ones are the Laser 3000s or the Dick Smith Cat.
Yeah, cool.
Always wanted one of them when they come out, when I was young.
Yeah, very odd machine. And the parent and the history with these ones was that my dad acquired them. They would be from the police because they'd been used as illegal roulette machines. They were actually networked, so that the machine in the back could alter the odds.
All right.
And you still have that equipment?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
I don't know that I've got the software that drives it, but I've still got the equipment that came with it. Also ended up with about 5 or 6 Apple II Pluses from the same source. They're not complete. They were gutted for evidence, so I've got basically motherboards and cases, but I'm not even sure they've got video cards in them. I haven't seen them in a while. They're in the back of the shed.
Are they genuine Apple II Euro Pluses?
I don't know. I haven't seen them so long, and I'm not sure how I'd know how to tell anyway.
Oh, okay. On the top of the case. There's a badge. Yeah, cool.
Next time I spelunk that deep into the shed, I'll pull them out.
Yeah, cool. Because they're pretty neat bits of gear, and yeah, pretty neat bits of gear.
Yeah.
Recent acquisitions is I picked up a Micro B from Ewan.
All right, cool.
And
Fantastic.
a Coco 3 from Mav with the SDC attached and the 2 meg memory upgrades. And there was a white case Coco that I picked up recently with the melted keys.
Oh, yeah.
That case, the Model 1 case with the Coco 2 insides. So
Cool. So you're a big Coco fan.
yeah, I guess, and that's because it was my first computer, and
absolutely
I picked up the Micro B because I'd used them in school at around the same time.
Cool.
I
The
think
very,
everybody
very
has.
first computer I ever touched, a home computer, was a Coco, the first Coco 1. The keyboard I found was absolutely atrocious, so I bought myself a Micro B.
Because of the quality keyboard.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
crap.
I concur. The chiclet keyboards from the first Coco ones were terrible.
Yeah. That put me off. Almost put me off bloody computers, that one. But anyhow, I only had it for 2 weeks, and that was probably 13 days too long.
My first computer was a Sinclair ZX80. And the keyboard on those, you think the chiclets are no good. The keyboard on those are like those flat membrane things or whatever. I wouldn't mind buying another one.
Rubbery too, weren't they?
No, the ZX80, there was
a flat sheet.
This is basic, completely flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you push them and it's got one of those sort of dome bits of metal and they sort of go click when you push them or something like that, but horrible. It was my first computer, so I'd like to get one, but they're so useless and they're going for a fair amount of money. It's, I know most of these things are useless, but these are sort of like, there's not enough memory in the things when you actually type. The screen flickers because the CPU is driving the computer out as well. So if you type anything, it's, I don't know, but it's, I think they seem to want about $500 or $600 for the thing, and it's just a tiny little thing that does nothing. I think I might give it a miss, but unless I find one cheap, but they're not going cheap anymore. People are making cases. One of the guys that was on last month, I think, was making up 3D printing a case for them because I think the cases just fall apart because they're just like injection molded plastic that's very, very thin.
Yeah, Dave, who just left, was just showing us his what did we just say? The ZX80 in styrofoam, brand new, and it's in great condition.
What, just last month or just now?
Just 2 hours ago.
An hour or so ago.
Oh, and what was this at the?
No, right now on Zoom. He just showed it to us.
I must have missed that because it depends on who, yeah.
I think he popped in about 15 minutes late, so it was probably the pre-chat, I reckon. Alan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it may have been in the pre-chat.
I was like, 7 o'clock start. I'm still having dinner.
Yeah, well, on the second Sunday of the month, you have dinner at 5:30. All right.
Really?
Yeah, my first computer was an Atari 400, so I can certainly understand shitty keyboard.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was the shittiest keyboard. It's just you couldn't type fast. It would reduce your typing speed by a third or 2/3.
Yeah, but back then, I suppose you couldn't type anyway, probably.
But I was going to say that was Anthony's excuse. It was slowing him down.
At least the characters on the screen didn't jam up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, better
The old
computer than
typewriters.
ZX80.
And Nigel's come online.
Oh, look at that. Yep.
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So tell us about yourself, Nigel.
Oh, gee, just a computer collector.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I don't.
You're in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I don't collect consoles, so yeah, anything that's
Not
just
just.
computer. Yeah, so Atari mostly, I guess, Atari and Commodore.
Cool. Yep.
PC, a lot of PC. Yeah, 90s PC mostly. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't collect anything else. Other than that, really, I guess. I don't know.
So
yeah,
what's your
same as
pride,
everyone.
what's your pride and joy in your collection?
Oh, gee, that's a hard call. Because there's two boxed Amiga 1000s, boxed Amiga STE, boxed Atari 800, boxed near mint Commodore 64. Gee, yeah, I don't know. It's hard.
Are these boxed? Like you've taken them out of the box at all, or?
Oh yeah, they've been taken out. Most of them. I think all of them work. Yeah.
So
There's
boxed,
very few.
you have a look. You be very careful, and you put them back in the box again because they're that mint.
Yeah. Yeah, well, everything that I've got boxed, I've got at least one more of anyway. So.
Yeah, I know. That's the
You know,
trouble.
I agree with that. At least one. You need to have at least one. Maybe.
Well, I think I'm up to three 800 XLs now, three Atari 400s, three 12 Amiga 1200s. I did have three Amiga 2000s as well. I sold one. Three Amiga 1000s, sold one. I've got about 30 CRTs, I think, at the moment.
You're in good company.
Look,
Yeah,
three of
yeah.
everything's not hoarding. Three's fine. Four is hoarding. Three of everything is just collecting and spares.
Yeah, well, I've
I
got
disagree.
16
I disagree
Atari.
with the numbering system there, Stuart. I think
What's that?
I think anything less than 27 is not hoarding.
Well, one
Is that
item.
20? Is that 27 of each?
27
Or
of each model.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you have 27 of each model, that's okay. 28, no.
Oh, right. So what have you got 27 of, Anthony?
Apple IIes. And
come on.
I have 60 plus Commodore 64s.
Oh, Jesus.
So that, and the other month I said to you I was looking for an Apple IIe motherboard, and you're like,
well, you see, Stuart, you didn't say I'm after an Apple IIe. You said I'm after an Apple IIe motherboard. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to gut it just to give it to Stuart. Come on.
Okay, you did pick one up and show me, so I figured you had a board line around.
That was an Apple II motherboard. That wasn't a IIe.
Okay. Oh, actually, No, sorry. I've got a project that I want the date to be it has to be 79 or older.
Yeah. Maybe he's got an Apple One,
No. But 70. No, you'll get Apple II, but not IIe. So two. But the problem is that obviously the older the model, the more expensive they are. IIes are more expensive than twos.
I think Danny would agree.
The other way around.
Apple IIe that's 1979 is very rare.
Exactly.
Super rare.
Apple II's fine. Sorry, Apple II but Apple II will be worth more than a IIe, wouldn't it?
A lot more.
Yes, absolutely. Although I've had some pretty good numbers come up on Apple IIes in recent times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very good. So what do you play with the most, Nigel? Is it Amigas is it the 16-bit stuff or the 8-bit stuff?
Probably play with mostly the Amigas, yeah. But I grew up on the Atari ST, so gaming I probably prefer the Atari, to be honest. But it's hard. Then I love the Atari 8-bit as well.
Yeah,
so I've got I've got an XEGS there as well. That's probably my favorite at the moment. Yeah.
The XEGS. Cool. Yeah, my favorite is there's actually a 800 and an 810 sitting right behind me. You can see there on the shelf. The 800's a beautiful machine. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's on my list. Yeah. Probably the Falcon is the next big purchase, but I'm just waiting for a decent one to come up at a good price.
I used to have all the Atari ST line, including the Falcon and the TT and the laser printer and all the accessories, and I sold them about 10 years ago for practically nothing. Now I see the prices and I think I'm a mad person. So I bought my Falcon, I can remember like 2003 for about $500, and I sold it for $500. So basically it came in and left at the same value. And you won't be getting a Falcon for $500.
Oh, no, I saw one sell at 1,700 and I just didn't have the cash at the time. So I'm a bit, Yeah, I don't want to pay the 2,500 or 3,000 that most people are asking nowadays for them.
But Amigas have gone up dramatically in price in the last 18 months. I mean, There were times when you could get an Amiga 500 for $100, and now
Oh, I was buying it for $80. I've got 16 or 17, I think.
yeah,
I was up.
see, that's
Yeah,
less than 27, so that's
yeah. I think I've got 3 or 4 chicken lip keyboards. Yeah, 2 500 pluses. Yeah.
Oh wow, I have never ever owned a 500 plus.
Yeah, one of them's not working at the moment because of the battery damage, but yeah, it's not too much more to get going. I'm just got a bit jaded with the whole Amiga battery corrosion thing. I've did 3 Amiga 2000s and then this one, and then I've done a couple others as well, and yeah, and memory cards and yeah.
Yeah, Amiga 2000s. There's never an Amiga 2000 that has been sitting on a shelf, doesn't have his battery, eaten up his motherboard. 2000 is just, you look at it, you go, oh, that's dead.
There's a nice one on, I think, eBay at the moment, or it might be on Gumtree for 1200, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I think that might be with monitor. Yeah, so yeah, 1200 with monitor is a good price.
How much?
And keyboard. 1200 monitor keyboard, I think it is.
For a 2000.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay that.
No, they're not worth that. But yeah, the current things, that's not a bad price. Yeah. Yeah, well, I picked up my 1200s for under 600 a piece, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
And I picked up my CD32 for 250.
Good old days.
That was about 18 months ago.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
I
think the prices have gone up a lot even just this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
You wonder if it's gone up with COVID and lockdown. They're like, right, people are bored, they'll pay more.
But also, there's a lot more stuff out there for sale too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people
are clearing out garages and
people are clearing their garage out because they've got nothing else better to do.
Yeah. Well, also some of them are out of work, so they need the money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yeah. There's part of that. Well, that's the thing. This guy said in America, not America, he's in, I remember where he's now. I thought it was Holland or anyway, somewhere, selling all these PDP-11 stuff. I'm thinning out my collection. I'm just keeping one. And then he was selling like a ton. Now, maybe he got bored of it or something, but, you know, all the stuff that he, you know, I reckon I bought $1,500 worth off him, and then I reckon he would have had about 20 grand's worth of stuff. And, you know, it's like every day, you know, bits are getting sold, bang, 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 bang. So maybe he's just over it. I mean, I suppose people change their minds and decide they're not interested anymore for some reason.
Well, they do, but yeah, sometimes they just need the money.
Well,
that too.
People are getting older as well, and
I don't think this guy's that old. But actually, the guy that sold the Vax stuff, he was not too old. That $5,500 Vax that was sold.
Yeah.
I saw a photo of him. He looked like he was in his 30s or something. So.
Did that sell?
I don't know if it's sold. Well, no, okay. I don't know if it's sold. It's on there for that much.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to be pretty keen. I don't doubt it's worth that money, but you have to be pretty keen.
Well, the problem is it's only worth, some of this stuff's worth, the problem is some of this stuff, older stuff, mini computers and stuff, it's rare and it costs a bit of money, but if you want to sell it again later, it may not sell as quickly as some of the 8-bit stuff.
It's a real limited market.
For a year or two.
Very limited.
And you've got to transport it somehow.
Yeah.
So I think that's the killer. I mean, at least with small computers, you can chuck them on eBay and send them anywhere, even overseas if you really have to.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
So you got a big market. So
and getting those PDPs working.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
That's another issue.
I'm a bit a glutton for punishment when I buy things. I tend to like to buy things that are advertised as not working because it's more of a challenge to fix it than just buy one that's working. So, you know, that does mean it does give me a
You get them cheaper that way.
You get them cheaper, but also
gives you something to do.
Gives me something to do, yeah, exactly. But then at the same time, if you buy any of them, well, look, I sort of look at it that I've got to build up something for my retirement. I've got to have lots of toys to play with. But yeah, my wife will want to sell them all for me. Oh, this is that old computer you bought. It's worth lots now. Let's sell it.
Yeah, but she's going to sell it what you told her you paid for it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, actually, she hasn't asked some of these things what I paid for. But But look, I think she's starting to realise. I kept telling her, I said, I want, this cost me $3,000, but that laptop I bought my son for $1,500. In a year, it'll be worth 500. In a year, this might be worth $3,500. So
yeah,
like it's
the older stuff we'll appreciate.
Yeah, definitely some of that stuff. So, which is good. It also means if you get bored of it, I could sell it and not lose on it, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, that's how I buy a lot of my stuff too. I think, well, I'm not going to lose any money on it, even if I get 6 months enjoyment out of it and then pass it on to someone else. It's,
Well, it's funny. You said before you one of the computers you wanted to get for $1,200 or something you couldn't afford it at the time. If you got a credit card and bought it, another one and bought it, in a year's time, you say, oh, now the thing's $2,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like some of these things. It's like it's crazy because I'm sure we've all seen that. You see something you wish you bought.
Amiga packages. Sometimes you think, you see deals come up $2,000 for what would be, if you put it on eBay, $10,000 worth of gear. And it's like, wow. Yeah. But I live up in Cairns. That's the other thing, actually. I didn't actually mention that. So, yeah. Shipping's big. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't mind. Well, Sendle's actually quite good. I've found Sendle quite good for shipping. They're usually around $35 for 25 kilos and 100 liters. So, yeah. So that's a bit dangerous, that is, though. But
they don't pick up in Kuirup.
Yeah.
I don't think in Lang Lang either, do they, Alan?
Definitely. Nothing gets picked up here or dropped off.
Yeah. But so that's how I've amassed quite a collection. But yeah, CRTs, like I've got to try and chase up insurance on one, but it's actually strange that someone actually agreed to cover it under insurance. But yeah,
most couriers won't cover anything with glass.
Well, did you see that sad microbeam monitor? Oh, I was so disappointed. I stopped bidding about 300 and it went for 560.
Yeah.
Hey, Alan, did you get my microbeam monitor that was just like that?
Yes.
Yeah, because that was scary because in that lot of stuff, I'm pretty sure I had one just like that. So.
And it's in a bit better condition than that one was.
A lot better.
Definitely now it's better.
At the end.
I got one of each of the different models of the microbeam monitors, including that one. And I, at Ewan's first expo that he had the kit microbe and the manuals and stuff. He was just missing the monitor, so I took my monitor along and plonked them together and made a good matching pair. So yeah, I do have it.
Cool.
I turned it on about 18 months ago and it was working fine. I haven't turned it on since.
Very good. Well, what do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, I think I might give it a miss.
No worries. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. I know it was a big day for those of you who did the double. So I hope to see you guys on the second Sunday of next month.
Before we all go, can I ask, because I didn't go to Wanturna today, how was it? I'm guessing you spoke about it earlier, didn't you?
We did.
Oh,
many times.
I think I'm counting one.
Fine.
Apparently it went really well, except none of the equipment that most of the people brought worked.
I brought a System 80 along. Been working fine for 12 months or more. It was working yesterday. Put it in a box, take it down there, turn it on. No video. I then realised I'd also left home my CGA to VGA converter box, so my microbees I could only run in monochrome. And Dave, who was on earlier, he had two computer systems and both monitors died. So
I heard that. He said he put the wrong polarity plug in the back, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Is there a lot of people, because of COVID and stuff, I mean, there's still some type of number restrictions, isn't there?
Well, it didn't appear to be. You just had to put your name and phone number on the list.
Yeah.
There was a sign on the door that said there was a 100 limit.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. Yeah,
No one.
no sign on the door when I came, but I was there early setting up.
So you have to count the numbers of people in there before you enter.
Yeah, from the doorway, you have a look inside and see if they're up to 100 or not yet.
It's like all the shops you go into these
probably-
days. It says 10 limit, and you've got to sort of count how many are in there. You know.
Yeah.
There probably wasn't any more than 100. There was not a lot of pedestrians.
Mm.
How many vintage computer people turned up? So there was the exhibitors. There's, let's say, the 10 exhibitors.
No, well, there was me, then Ian, then David, then Justin, and I think the last table someone else was supposed to come but didn't, and yeah, a couple of them spread out further on that. Though these were big tables too, bigger than normal tables.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could have had if I'd only known, I would have brought another computer.
Another non-worker.
No. My A-Must executive works every time.
Hey, Danny, I want to see you there next time.
Yeah, I might bring something up.
You don't even have to bring something. You could just turn up.
Okay.
Because
You
lots
don't
of
have
people
to, you could just turn up and say hi.
Yeah, as long as it's
a good chat.
Whereabouts is it?
One turner.
One
Oh, that's not too far.
No.
30 minutes.
And we welcome Apple people. No worries.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we'll sort of let them in, yeah.
Very good. So, yeah, so one turner was a bit of a success, Stuart, apparently. I didn't go. But we expect to see you there next time, Stuart.
All right. Well, I should be able to on close by. The fact that it's somewhere else means that people that I only been to the Greensboro one once myself, and then COVID, didn't find out. To be honest, I didn't find out about this Facebook group for a while. But
I did meet you.
Yes.
I remember. Yeah, I did meet you.
Okay. Do you remember the old bloke? I'm an old
Yes,
bloke. Do you remember the older bloke that was talking and talking and talking and talking?
Yep.
Nice bloke, but I wanted to talk to someone else, so it was a little bit.
I walked off.
Yeah. So I was standing in front of you. I talked to you because you had some interesting Apple stuff. The
Apple 3.
I don't know off the top of my head. What's the one with the hard drive?
Yep.
Not portfolio, was it?
Profile.
Apple 3.
Profile, yeah.
Profile.
Yeah. So I think having it somewhere else means that other people that live in different areas, or just people that come to the computer, let's face it, that the Hungarian Centre, if you want to buy like a motherboard or a USB cable or whatever from a new computer, they're computer people. They might also be interested in old stuff. They could just by mistake rock up, and all of a sudden, the group could expand with more people with the same interests. So could be good.
Yeah. I like the location because I didn't like driving to Bandura.
Yeah, no, I totally
look. It's a bit far for me to drive to the other one. I mean, I did, but I mean, it's just sort of. But everyone lives in different locations, so I wasn't about to complain. Whatever.
Well, I'm further out than Anthony, so not by much, but and I've gone to all the Bunduras bar the second one.
Well, how many has happened at Bandura, roughly?
Oh, 6 or 7.
Oh, okay. I just thought it'd been going on for years, maybe. Yeah.
No. It started
I
in 2018. Well, I saw Ian's post today, and he said, from 2018 till now, we've had every second month.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure when it started. Whether it was winter or summer.
It was the end of 2018.
Yeah, I think it was the end of 2018. Like a November or something.
Yeah.
And then we had a January one, which I didn't get to because I couldn't. But I've been to every other one.
I'm trying to get my kids into old computers, which is hard because obviously on the weekend, the kids want to do something, not necessarily dad's old computer crap, as they say, but I mean,
of course.
Fair enough.
We had a number of young kids, 8 and 10-year-olds that are up playing games. And
Oh, look, they love the games. I mean, when they come out, but you know, they love the new games too. But they'll definitely love the old games for a bit. But yeah, I'm sure if there's enough games there, they'll be amused for probably half an hour, maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But, well, then Dad tends to move them along as well, in that he doesn't want to get stuck there while the kids.
Oh no. It's if he's standing there, I can look at the other stuff. That's all right.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, he wants to do a bit of programming because I had him out here on my my IBM, an old XT. Well, it's a luggable. It's a Panasonic luggable, similar to the compact luggable. You know, like the sewing machine size thing. And I got him on basic, and he was doing a bit of programming on that. You know, 10 print. Hello, 20 go to 10, and he got all excited when, you know, that something happened, and he wanted to do a bit more, which was good. But yeah, I think when he started to realise that it took a lot of effort to do not much, started to lose interest a bit. But then he wanted to use, you guys have probably heard of Scratch. You know, that's a little sort of GUI program you can use with a Raspberry Pi, but there's also a website where you can just do that. So he was a bit interested. Got an old phone that he wants, and I need to clear all the stuff off. So he said, "Oh, Dad, can you show me how you copy the stuff off the phone onto a computer?" So he's starting to get a bit of interest in how to do things other than that. So that's a good sign.
Yep.
So I don't want to force him into the stuff, but you know, obviously if he likes doing that stuff, that's a bonus.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
All right, no worries. I'll let you guys go.
No worries. Have a great
thanks,
night,
Anthony.
and we'll see you in a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.